Become a member of the National At-Home Dad Network, an organization focused on providing advocacy, community, education, and support. Connecting with households where dad is the primary caregiver of the children. We do this through our webinar and podcast series, mental health support groups, regular online social events, as well as our annual convention. The National At-Home Dad Network is a 100% volunteer organization. Without the generous support of its members and the community around it, we would not be able to continue the work that we do. Becoming a member gives you access to past convention speaker presentations, the ability to vote for board members annually, and ensures that the organization's fees and bills are in positive standing. Oh yeah, it should not go unmentioned that there is some cool swag headed your way if you decide to become a member. For only $35 a year, your membership provides you with the exclusive content only we can generate, and you'll be supporting an organization that benefits families all around the country and world. By advocating for them, offering them community, providing education and guidance, and supporting them to grow in their parenthood journey. And one last thing, if you contribute $500 or more, you will become a lifetime member. Not only will you receive everything already mentioned, but also a certificate recognizing your status and an exclusive National At-Home Dad Network challenge coin with our trademark logo, Dads Don't Babysit. So, what are you waiting for? Become a member today. Welcome to Home Dad Chat, brought to you by the National At-Home Dad Network. My name is Brock.
My name is Danny.
And we are here to talk about life as stay-at-home dads. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
No, I don't want much. I even love handmade crafts made of macaroni. Come on now, you should know me. Times I might eat too much. No worry about my weight, got the dad bod rocking on me. Sketches on my feet, cargo shorts look good on me. I'm a dad, that's what I do.
All right, fine. I hit record, okay? Jeez. Hey, everybody. Get to talking out before we hit record. Danny's like, should we hit record? I guess so. Why not?
It's not me, man. You do all this talking and you just like go in and I'm like, hey, wait, can we just wait? Stop. But
that's how it works, you know. Leave it all on the cutting room floor.
You're the one that talks more. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I do blame everyone else though, usually.
Yeah, I know you're really good at just you know, you got to remember though, when you point your finger at someone else, there are three fingers pointing back at you.
Okay, well, I'll point all four. How about that?
That just looks awkward. So awkward.
So I still win.
Like your entire flat palm at somebody. You want me to shake your hand? I don't understand what you're doing.
What are we doing? No, I'm pointing at you. Giving you directions. It's like in the military.
This is how I get away from that
thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Shopping.
Karate chop, G.I. Joe.
Kung Fu grip.
Kung Fu grip, yeah.
Right.
No, I was running late tonight because we had Bible study, and Corey wasn't feeling well, so just kind of all those things mixed in together. But
sure.
Other than that, it's been okay. Nothing too wild going on.
Well, it's just us tonight, so we don't have a guest coming on that's waiting on us. So you weren't late.
No,
really?
No, I wasn't.
It's cool.
I was on time by those parameters. So.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it's been one of those weeks though where there's really not a whole lot going on because it's like a kind of Easter coming up the Easter week, and so a lot of places aren't doing a whole lot except for like Easter egg hunts at some places. Like we didn't do one at our brewery because it's just still too new, like with everything that's going on, to be able to set something like that up. But I did sign up to go to one at another brewery because I wanted to see how they just execute it, like how they do the whole thing. And it was funny. Corey saw like the notification on the calendar and was like, going to an Easter egg hunt? I'm like, I'm taking the kids with me. Like, she's like, oh, I thought you were like going on like a detective work type thing, and just like
an adult
incognito. I was like,
hunt.
I mean, it is a brewery, so
Yeah.
that would be pretty freaking sweet, honestly. Like, I
Every
would not be
15
sad.
eggs has a ticket for a free beer.
Yeah. Well, or they just hide cans of beer around the brewery, and you got to find
You
them.
can find you get they had like ribbons on them, so no, you can have that one. No, that one you have to pay for. That one's included in your hunt.
Here's your 6-pack plus pack. Like, now you walk around and like fill it.
That's all you're allowed.
I
can
love
see
it.
Brock out there. He finds the first one, cracks it, and starts drinking, and go find 6 more. I only had 6.
Yeah,
This one didn't count. It was really good.
this one was already opened. Easter Bunny got thirsty while he was out hiding them.
We were looking at just there's a local Facebook page and meetups and stuff like that, and different pages for our little town. And I saw no less than 3 services, I guess, that will egg your yard for you. And I mean, like, put out Easter eggs, not like chuck eggs at you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was surprised. I mean, and it really wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like cheap at all, but
no,
realistically, I'm like, man, I might pay that much, because we will buy the eggs and then we fill them and then we hide them and everything. And I'm just like, all
right. So
just all day.
I will say, I'm going to tell you right now, when you started talking about that, I was like, man, that's some lazy parenting going on right there. But then I think about the fact that you have multiple kids, and that makes total sense.
So yeah, you have to understand that it's exponential at a certain point, because you want every kid to get you want every kid to get a bunch of eggs. You don't want them to go out there and be unhappy or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, we're not doing the yard either, because it's.
But how extensive are they going to hide these eggs? Because the one thing you don't want is like
just shake them out of a bucket.
No. Well, I mean, do they have like a specific way in which they like spread them in the yard, or are they like truly like hiding them around? Because you're thinking about like, here come around like August, all of a sudden, like, oh, there's one. You open it up and it's just a pool of like milk chocolate covered in ants.
Right, with ants.
Yeah,
of course.
Or you just see one coming across, like being carried by the ants. Like, wow, that's interesting.
Where's that egg going? Oh, our food came in a container.
Yeah,
ants are very happy. Yeah, but one's put on by the 4-H, and there's a little town close to us called Plover. Okay. And actually, that was the first time that I heard about this area. Was a couple of the dads, and I think maybe you too, sent me a picture of the water tower in Plover, which was spelled wrong, and it was La Pover, and it was like just an odd. They just misspelled the whatever happened. Got up there, and they're it's 6-foot high letters or whatever. So I guess they just made a mistake, and I'm like, okay, cool, But Plover anyway. The 4-H club is called the Plover Clovers.
Okay, that makes sense.
I have to say, a 4-H club that has its own name like that in a little town, they're going to probably go out of their way to do a really just good job. They're going to find people that are enjoying hiding the eggs where kids can still find them. Because again, like you said,
yeah,
I don't want to be, I'm going to cut down these the overgrowth in the bushes over here, and there goes a chocolate egg into the yard. But I have to think that they would do a pretty good job, because they're going to be involved. They're local and stuff like that. But
sounds like a good fundraiser.
I can also see it being no offense, but college age adults who aren't really as motivated to get that detailed about putting out eggs, and they just kind of need money, which
we're talking about 4-H kids. We're talking about high school kids here.
No, I mean like the other groups. Sorry, because there's 3 different groups that have, and there may be more. I don't know. I didn't know it was this big of a thing, but evidently it is. But yeah, they were like, oh, we're with I don't know, somebody from the college. Like, yeah.
The wild and wacky things of Wisconsin is what that comes down to.
I didn't even know people would do that for you, but I guess it makes sense.
I mean, if you got people that are going to put up Christmas lights, you might as well have people that are going to, egg your yard.
Hide your eggs, yeah.
However, back in the 90s, us 90s kids, like, that was not what egging your yard meant.
No, not at all.
But of course now,
I'll egg your house for $5.
Cost you more than that cost you almost more than that.
Well, that's true. I wouldn't make any money.
Yeah.
It'd got to be at least $10. I'd lose money.
Dude, dang.
Yeah, but I thought it was cool. It was a good idea. And it was, what's really neat is our oldest being 16, he doesn't really. I mean, of course, he doesn't believe in the Easter Bunny. I don't know that either of my older kids really do, but he doesn't really need to like enjoy the getting the eggs and the candy and all that. I mean, he wants his candy for sure, but he would just take a bag of candy. He doesn't care as much about the finding it, right? But he wants to help hide them.
Yeah.
He wants to stay up a little bit later and put out eggs all over the house and put out jelly beans everywhere, which let me tell you, I hate that. Jelly beans. And I have 2 cats.
Oh,
and
no.
by morning, at least one pile of jelly beans has been played with and moved. And I find jelly beans for the next 7 weeks. I'm like, what is that? It's another jelly bean. You know, don't put out, but it's part of the tradition, you know, of the Easter Bunny pooping jelly beans everywhere. And it was delightful, I guess, when the kids were young, but
that's different. I had never heard that one before.
Hey, I didn't grow up with Easter, so
that's some Easter Bunny lore I was not aware of.
Maybe a Minnesota thing. I don't know. Yeah, that he poops jelly beans. Yeah, I can absolutely see that being my wife's family.
Okay.
And because they're definitely
that's definitely not
poop
a
adjacent.
tradition that I know of, honestly. So that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to each their own.
So that's how you know that he went.
I will tell you this though, you know, like in the idea of hiding Easter eggs. So my grandparents would use both hard-boiled eggs and plastic eggs and hide them around. And I do remember at one point one of my older cousins thinking that it would be fun to put one in the tailpipe of a car. And yeah,
I think it's fun too. It'd be funny.
Well, so here's the thing, like, I mean, they had it in such a way that where like if you were delicate enough you could pull it out, but I mean, you're talking about candy crazed kids, and you find it in the first thing, you're just like wham, and it just gets slammed into the freaking tailpipe, you know. Like the best part of too was that my uncle didn't know, and no one else, like, and of course you couldn't really see it, so the cousin thought that it had been picked, and then the car started, boom, right out the back of the tailpipe. Just egg everywhere.
Nice.
Let's just say the words Jesus Christ came out of his mouth. That's
nice. What was that? I do not know what that. I don't know how it got in there, sir. No, that's only an idiot would do that. So that wasn't me.
It was so funny. Oh gosh,
nice.
that's probably one of my most memorable Easter Easter memories, for sure.
Just from the sound.
Oh yeah.
Suddenly, like,
well, I mean, you think about it too. It's Easter. Everybody's outside and stuff. You're like, bye, Uncle So and So. You know, it's like,
boom.
Needless to say, there was a rule made after that. No eggs and tailpipes.
You know, and again, things you think you don't have to tell your kids.
Yeah, right? No
figure, right? Who would do that? What, that doesn't make any sense. That's obviously a bad idea.
Oh,
and my kid did it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was I think it might have been his nephew, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember now. But that was quite a treat. But no,
I was looking at maybe dyeing eggs. Boiling some eggs and dyeing them. We haven't really done that in a couple of years because dye is just the worst and gets everywhere. And no, I don't want. We had a stain on our countertop, which was like that laminate plastic stuff that really isn't supposed to take any liquid. And I'm like, that red stain's going to be there forever. I eventually turned it purple by scrubbing it.
Okay.
So, but it never went away.
The scene of the crime. It went from killing Elmo to killing Barney. Oh, yeah.
So do your kids have Friday off? Good Friday?
We do. We have Friday off. I think that, well, I still have work, and I don't know if Corey does or not, but I've still got some stuff I got to get done. I don't have a ton to do though, so that's not too bad. But yeah, like
my workload Friday is going to quadruple.
I was gonna say, because you'll have all the kids home.
Yep. Hey, it's a holiday. Oh no, please. We got into a routine, and we
Is the
did
weather at
too.
least going to be nice for you up there? Like kick them
Ooh.
out of the house or no?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been pretty warm. I mean, it's down to 35 again, but it's not freezing. So, there's still snow everywhere. And where there's not snow, it's just wet and muddy. And the backyard, man, I have never seen so much dog poop.
Man.
Because all winter, we're not picking it up. It's not going away. It just sits there frozen until days like yesterday. And you go out there and it's just dog poop as far as you can see. And I'm like, okay, okay. Okay.
Okay.
And I told Marnie, I said, what would be the chances we could like get a kid to go out there, follow the dog around, wait for her to poop, and then put it in a baggie and throw it in the trash can? What I mean, she's like, I mean, you could tell him to do it.
Hey, I'll tell you, you know what you need. Okay, here's what you gotta do. Go on Amazon and get you one of them like claw things. Like, you just like it's got a big grabber. That we have one of those, and I can send the kids out with that and they'll pick it up because I just basically have them drag around like a waste paper basket with a bag inside of it.
Yeah, we're gonna do that for like probably this weekend.
There you go.
I've got a bucket and it's kind of like more like a dustpan and like a little rake.
Oh,
it doesn't scoop, it just kind of pushes it in there because this was kind of what we chose on. But I wouldn't do that in the winter.
We did it throughout the winter when
it would come to Wisconsin.
Well, see, there's forever winter. Like winter is coming, and that's what you guys have. I know you have. I know
White Walkers, literally White Walkers.
Yeah,
just
y'all have White Walkers up there for sure. I get it. We don't have that
amazing.
Here. It does melt. So that's the thing. I mean, I'm sure I could drive up to your place in July, and there's probably still snow somewhere hiding,
somewhere like under a tree or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for summer. Signed at least the littles up for summer camp. 2 different summer camps. Got one for STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math for Marcus, because he was like, Dad, they have a 4-week summer school for STEM, and I'm like, okay, I don't want you to go to summer school. You don't need summer school. You're not going to lose anything. You will retain enough to get. And he's like, no. It's for STEM. It's a special thing. And I'm reading it. I'm like, oh, okay. So for $10, which is nothing, they have 2 weeks in June and 2 weeks in July.
Oh my gosh. What a deal.
Right. And it's like it's like half a day. So it's not, all day long, but still a half day will give them plenty to do and plenty to think about. And then, after we get home, we'll go swim in the pool or something. So, yeah. And then Lizzie said, I want something with arts and crafts. She's really artistic, doing that kind of thing. I'm hoping she grows out of it, but we'll see. But no, I don't actually. But she said, "Oh," I'm like, well, yeah, I'm sure they must have something, right? No, they didn't. Yeah. So she's doing a something around the world, travel around the world, and it's kind of a experience other countries' culture and food, and then you also will do some kind of craft. And I'm like, see, there's crafts. I don't know if it's going to be, drawing dinosaurs or whatever you want to do, but
yeah,
it's close. So she's okay with it. And the other 2 just didn't want to do anything. I will say my oldest really surprised me, and he keeps surprising me. He said, yeah, I would like to do some kind of neat little summer camp thing. I'm like, wow, for a almost 17-year-old, you're incredibly involved and happy right now. But they didn't have anything for the high schoolers. They had like makeup. They had actual summer school, not summer camp. So,
well, that's not fun.
No, and he was like, but that's not fair. The middle schoolers get archery and fishing, man. And I'm like, sorry, bud, you need to get a job. I think that's what it's telling you. Your summer fun will be found at a Taco Bell.
Don't and also don't let him watch any late 70s, early 80s movies that involve summer camp or not summer camp, summer school, because then he'll get a really obscure
Breakfast
version.
Club? No, not detention.
No, that was detention.
My bad.
Corvette Summer or
he would never watch that. I'm sorry.
Times at Ridgemont High or something.
Yeah, he wouldn't watch that either. He would just be like, Dad, I want to watch one of your boomer movies.
Whoa! Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're mean, my children. I don't know.
Man, that's
Yeah.
rough. Did you
But,
did you do anything as a practical joke for April Fool's Day?
nah, not really.
No.
It's I mean, I will make jokes every day. That's
Sure.
so we went to see the Dungeons and
Oh,
Dragons
I
Honor
saw
Among
that.
Thieves movie, and it was Marcus came up, and he's 10, and he's like, Dad, did you know there's a Dungeons and Dragons movie? And I'm like, yes, I did, my son. Will you calm down and tell me? He's like, can we please go see it? And I'm like, in the theater? Man, you're gonna bankrupt me. I will never recover. And but yeah, so we wanted to see it. So I told him on Friday, I said, well, we're going at 11:30. He goes, all right, yeah. And I can get breakfast and get everything going, get my chores done, and we'll be ready to go. And I'm like, oh no, we couldn't get the first show we get is PM. And he said, really? Like, yeah, it's 11:30 at night, and it wasn't. And he's like, oh, okay. So, quick question, Dad: do I get to stay up until the movie, or do I have to like go to sleep and then you'll wake me up?
Smart
like,
kid.
Right? I'm like, this should be more. Oh my God, no, I don't know if we could do this, but no, he wanted to finagle his way into staying up late. So,
he's like, conniving. Let's see here.
I had that joke going. I had him and Lizzie convinced that it was 11:30 at night, and of course, Marnie blew it for me. I didn't inform her, but she was just like, "What? No, why would we go to a movie at 11:30 at night? It's in the morning. It's 11:30." But Dad, and she still was like, "No, your dad was wrong." Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, no, it was a.
See, I'm excited. I'm excited for that movie. I think it looks really cool. I don't know that I'll get to see it in the theaters. More than likely, but
if you're a D&D fan, that movie was terrific.
I'm not a D&D like player, but I did like the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon when I was a kid. Like that was what I watched.
Well, you'll be excited to know that the characters from the cartoon are in the movie.
Oh, now that's cool. Okay.
You got to look for them. You'll see them. Yeah, I mean they're like.
Oh, I'm sure I'll recognize
them several times. Yeah,
I'm sure. Now, are they actual people or are they the cartoons themselves?
People.
Oh, really? Oh, that. Okay, that's cool. That'll be really neat to see.
You'll see it. It's like because I was sitting there, and of course nobody around me. It was Marnie and the kids, and they had never seen it, and Marnie didn't watch it. Then I went, oh my. In the theater, and I was looking around, and the kids were all like, whoa.
Please tell me Dungeon Master's in there. Please tell me Dungeon Master's in there.
I didn't see him. But there was one guy sitting at the row over there, and he looks at me, goes and nods like, "Yep, I'm with you. I remember too."
You got a geekdom nod,
right? It did. Yep. Like
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. It was
my
cool.
kids.
Yeah,
My kids are movie. My kids are more excited for the Super Mario movie that comes out. So
oh yeah,
because that actually comes out tomorrow on
oh cool.
By that time it'll be a week from now, but yeah. So they're excited just because like it's Mario. I'm very critical of the movie just because I've played the game for so long and know the characters, and like Chris Pratt as Mario, it's just not for me. And then on top of it, like I've seen him in interviews where he basically tries to justify the fact that he took the voice in a different direction and tries to say like, oh, we really don't know a whole lot about Mario. And all we know is he says, it's me, it's the Mario. And it's like, come on, man. Like there have been there have been a live action movie which was awesome back in the day with them. There has been there was the cartoon series back in the like late 80s, early 90s. It's like people got the Mario voice down, and you're gonna come and tell me that you couldn't figure that out? Come on, Chris Pratt. Like seriously, like just keep yourself out in the galaxy with your crazy trash panda. All right, like for real, dude. Go hang out with your tree and your like giant.
Such a purist. Such a purist.
Very much so. Totally a purist. So, but yeah, like I was like, I'm not playing this, man. Homie, don't play this game, like for real.
We're not that excited because the kids haven't played any Mario games.
Oh, okay.
We don't have a Nintendo. We don't have and I keep telling them like, okay, so we need to play Mario Kart. That's what we need to play. We need 4 controllers minimum. And we need to go. because I just want to blue shell the crap out of one of my kids. I
Well,
just
there's
want to be
no-
sitting in the back. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, bump. Oh, are you in the last place now? Okay.
And there's
Dad
not a
wins.
lot of, but there's not a lot of like, you don't have to be very technical. Like you don't need to know all the buttons. Like it's literally like hold
Mhm.
down the thruster button and go, and then
steer.
like and steer, and then of course the other button. Like that's it. Whereas if
Mhm.
you're really into Mario, like you're getting like Super Mario Party or whatever, and it gets more, or Super Smash Brothers, where they're in there like fighting and
Mhm.
stuff, like that's a much different, like complex game than just Super Mario.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Super Mario Kart. So yeah,
Yeah, Mario Kart's a simple driving game and blow up
very
your
much so.
kids. That's
Yep.
it. My kid does play Smash Brothers. He loves that. He plays Computer Club, which turned out to be Video Game Club.
Yeah, you were
And
telling
then
us that on a previous episode.
sorry, my speaking bot decided to start talking, and I'm like, "What? Stop!" What?
I was like, what just happened there?
Yeah. So he plays Smash Brothers, so he likes that. I'm like,
Oh, that's
that's
cool.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I can't beat him either. Like
Yeah.
I've said that enough times. He's just like the fastest. He is so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, his hand-eye coordination, it's just his mouse and keyboard skills. I
Dang. There you go.
can't keep up, man.
Mm.
So
Well, the reason I was asking about April Fool's Day stuff was, so it's always funny, like April Fool's Day, if you follow, and of course I know you're not a craft beer guy, but for those of the guys that do listen, I know that like they've probably have seen some of these, but here in Cincinnati, like some of the breweries went just above and beyond for their April Fool's Day,
Yeah.
like social media posts. So there's a brewery here in town called Streetside, and they really decided to go after just people and their like inability to just complain about varieties of craft beer. So they decided they were going to narrow it down to 3. So they have a beer that's a distinctive Indian Pale Ale called Sure. And Sure.
Okay.
A unique Berliner Weiss called Okay. And a non-alcoholic hard seltzer called Fine. and they said that basically, like, because of the fact of just like all of the different product lines, just to
Mhm.
help like enhance their shelf presence, they were going to deploy these 3 non-distinctive, color-coded, brand-forward packaging with vague single words to like kind of just mill things down. The best part, though, of it says our marketing research suggests this is our best chance at getting bought out by the big boys. And after all, that's the only reason anyone would start a craft brewery in the first place.
That makes sense.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But it was just great because, like, I mean, when you read it at first, you're just like, oh, like this looks a little bit too real.
Professionally done. Yeah. Like the guys put some thought into it, and this is where our new product line is. Like,
Yeah.
No, please don't. Please
That was
don't.
by far one of my favorite ones. There was another one where like the local like Urban Artifact, which is like a sour house, they decided that they were going to launch their Dove Coda pickled egg tart. that was their
Ugh.
practical joke, was a pickle egg tart beer. And then what's really funny is in the comment section, it says, make it a curry pickled egg and I'll buy a whole bright tank. And I'm like, gross.
Wow.
So see,
Yeah,
people
that's-
people just take it to the next level. But that's the funny thing about, like, you know, on April Fool's Day, I really am like, okay, where are they coming from? What's going to happen next? And then the really interesting side to all of this is the fact that Bud Light, they put out what everybody thought was a practical joke, but then turned into being actually reality, and it set off a firestorm of people protesting Bud Light because Bud Light apparently went woke, as their people are saying, and upset all the rednecks in the world because they actually got connected with a trans woman who they celebrated the fact
Yeah.
that she's been a trans woman for 365 days, and people are losing their minds. But it was interesting though. People thought it was like a joke, and it's like, no, this is like a real thing. Like they're actually allying with this person, and it's really sad to see the just the lack of humanity that that people have about, you know, something that is called a beer but identifies, you know, it's, or sorry, my bad, I always get this wrong. Bud Light, it's a water identifying as a beer, I think, is the one thing I saw somebody say.
I could maybe, yeah. I've heard Bud Light is definitely making love in a canoe.
Yeah, exactly, making love in a canoe. But no, but it was interesting though, like how they brought that out, and you know, good for them, like to honestly get behind something outside of their normal you know, projected like audience, and really see what's going on in this time of the world. So
yeah, that's a big thing too for them to step out in any way.
oh yeah, yeah, I mean, they have to realize they're probably going to end up losing money in some ways and gaining money in other ways. It's like, I mean, it'll all cancel probably out in a way, but
well, I think too, the reality of it with most big corporations is rather than just the money of it, is the realization that, look, we support people.
yeah,
Love is love. We support people. And those two statements are so very simple. And I personally have no problem with either one of those.
sure.
You know, because it's just humanity, right? And the people that can't deal with that are becoming less and less, well, alive, really, because they're aging out. And
Yep.
it's a generational thing, you know, and hopefully like Generation Z or Generation Alpha, whichever, at some point we're going to reach a point where it's like, oh no, yeah, just people are people, and we're why was that ever a problem, you know? So I think corporations see that or know that and are moving forward with it.
Yeah,
or I hope that. So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be, I think, a slow move for some of them. They're probably going to, I mean, Anheuser-Busch itself is definitely putting themselves out there as like kind of a pioneer in taking that step, because yeah, I mean, their general audience is definitely on the right wing side of things for the most part. So definitely gonna have a lot of people trying to figure out what they're gonna do. So who knows? We'll see how that all plays out. It'll be interesting. But
yeah.
Oh yeah. So I was talking with we get a little bit into home dad con stuff. So I was talking with one of the guys in my small group, and his brother-in-law apparently is part of a brewery up there in Milwaukee that's like literally like a 2-minute walk from the hotel. So
Cool.
I was like, I'm gonna go check that out. It's
Right.
called I think it's called like Good City Brewing or something like that. So
we have to talk to them.
I know, right?
All right. I would think our chairman or co-chairman, whoever Greg falls into, has already probably done a taste test at least at every brewery that we can imagine up there.
You would think so, yeah, definitely. But
Good City Brewing.
Good City Brewing, yeah. So to definitely check that out for sure.
Yeah.
And man, we're getting closer to the date of things. So I'm excited about that.
I'm getting my hotel room tomorrow, and I've already got my roommate, and I got my ticket, and of course I'm driving, so that's covered.
Yeah.
And I'm ready.
I got my I got my hotel room a long time ago. I always buy my hotel room before I buy my ticket because it doesn't cost anything to get a hotel room, honestly. And I just like, it's nice to just have it registered and reserved, and it's one less thing I got to deal with. But better late than
yeah.
So
I go with what Marnie tells me to do. That's what I do. She said, "Can we wait till April?" I'm like, yeah, we can wait till like June or something if we need to." She's like, "No, I just want to make sure we get through this and this and that and that." And we've been.
Is that just a finalization of like you're going to get a go kind of thing, like that you have to get to that point? Because I mean, because with a hotel room, I mean, you're not being charged, so that's why I was curious.
I think they put one night on there or
No,
something like as a deposit.
no, they don't charge you at all.
Yeah, then I don't know.
Yeah,
Again, I do what Marnie tells me to do.
it's all good, man.
It's probably because I've spent a lot of money this year traveling.
Yeah, I'm also driving too, so I'm excited about that. Which I'm actually
riding the motorcycle.
No, I'm not riding the motorcycle.
Come on, man.
I'm not doing it. No,
I'll give you $50.
Oh, yeah, nice. That's like a tank of gas.
I'll give you $100. Tank there, tank back.
Oh gosh, no. Anyway, I'm excited because I'm gonna bring some of the beers from my brewery up, and I just found out today that two new cans are gonna come out here really soon. So I'm excited about that. So hopefully I'll have a good assortment of stuff to bring up and share with folks.
Cool.
So, and I'm not sad if it doesn't all get drank because I'll just bring it back home with me.
Right.
That's the joy of not having to fly.
If there's any extra beer, well, Brock's right there.
That's right.
He's got a car. He's got a motorcycle with a trailer behind it. He put it on the trailer.
I am planning on going to a Cubs game while I'm up there. So
yeah.
I've been looking into that. Actually, that's not all that expensive, honestly, for Chicago. I was surprised. Like I was talking with the ticket sales people up there, and the seats that they were talking to me about, like $40. And I was like, that's not bad to go see a Cubs game. I was expecting a whole lot more. So I'm definitely gonna hopefully get that put together for guys to sign up for, so we can take a group with us. I tried to get us the old like first pitch kind of deal, where like somebody to get to go out from the dads, but they said that they schedule those out a year in advance. So I tried. So
yeah.
I gave it a shot. They shot me down real quick.
Yeah. Nope. That one's finished.
Yep.
Already
that one's
a year in advance. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's good they got it planned. And then we've got a trip to Lambeau as well.
Yes, the trip to Lambeau. That's going to be a popular one for sure.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of chatter about that one.
Yeah.
I've had people that, I even know one guy that's not even on Discord, and he found out about it somehow and he contacted me. He's like, is there a trip planned? I'm like, yeah, but you get on Discord and talk to those guys, because I'm not planning that trip. I don't know that trip. But yeah.
It's stuff like that though that like I feel helps pull people into Discord. Be like, hey, like this is a good safe place to be to like have a conversation. It's all good.
Yep.
Get involved.
And to just talk about the stuff, because again, the convention itself is a huge thing, but all of the extracurriculars, I mean, look Milwaukee, so much room for activities.
Oh yeah.
There's just so much that you could do there. It was amazing, all the stuff that's being planned. And there will definitely be too much to do.
Always.
No one person could do it all, but it's just so cool because you get to go and hang out, and you don't have your kids with you, which is, we all love our children, but that moment when you step away and they are cared for and taken care of and everything's fine there, and you just get to breathe, maybe take a nap, and then hang out with other dads, just doing whatever, throwing, throwing bags. Yeah. Playing bags. Just, what are we doing? We're just hanging out, having something to drink and relaxing, throwing a beanbag. Okay, cool. It sounds like a good time,
Yep. Definitely that.
Anyway.
Or just walking around without a kid attached to you to be able to go take pictures around the city. That kind of thing. So that's always a fun thing too. I feel like you get to see dads like be more just open and carefree, which is always good.
Definitely.
They don't have to worry about like, where's Junior at right now?
Right.
Where's little Miss Sunshine? What's she doing? So, but yeah. Well, anyway, it was a good time talking. I don't have anything else to discuss at this point. So
Cool.
I guess I'll just catch you next week, and we'll see where things take us. So you have a good one,
Right.
and yeah.
I'm a dad, that's what I do.